Designing a house is no small task. I know this because when I was in high school, I took a drafting class, which was basically learning how to use some fancy tools to make straight lines and half circles. Then I discovered microphones and rhymes and went in a different direction. Well, home design was even trickier back in the day, when some of our ancestors hadn't even heard of feng shui. This timber-framed home on the grounds of Greenfield Village in Michigan has a storied history. The Daggett Farmhouse was first built in Andover, Connecticut, around the year 1754 by owner and housewright Samuel Daggett. It's beloved for its age and style, but also for the story its walls tell about life here in the 18th century. The function of the house dictated its design. Everything was crafted to protect against the raw cold of winter. For that reason, they didn't abide by the modern-day notion of single-use rooms.
Room designations are very loose in this time period. You could see a bed in every single room of this house necessarily. You could technically cook in any of the rooms.
In the 1950s, the farmhouse was acquired by a woman named Mary Dana Wells, who later donated the home and its contents to the Henry Ford. Jim Johnson, director of Greenfield Village, took me through some of the home's unique history. What is this house?
It's a mid-18th century farmhouse, and it's what was known through most of the 20th century as a salt box style house.
And why is it called a salt box style house?
It was thought that these boxes that hung on the walls in the kitchens with a slanted lid resembled the profile of this particular house.
Which is short in the front and long in the back.
Right.
Okay, so it's kind of like there's the mullet hairstyle, business in the front, party in the back. This is sort of the roof version.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. Yep.
Moving the house meant moving everything, including staircases, the huge granite chimney, and 5 fireplaces.
Heating a house like this is very difficult. People don't really comprehend how cold a house is that's heated with a fireplace because so much energy goes up the chimney.
And even starting a fire took special skill. Low clearance.
What we're seeing here is remarkably preserved original pieces of this house. So the flooring is original, the paneling that you see is original. Above us, we see the work of Samuel Daggett, this big major summer beam going across. Was meant to be seen.
You called it a summer beam?
Yes, it's doing all the work. Yeah, it comes from the Old English meaning burden, basically, so it's doing the work.
You'd walk in here and you'd find a family at work?
Yes, absolutely, whether it be textile production, food preservation. This is a farm, so there would have been outbuildings, there would have been a barn, there would have been animals to care for, fields to tend, and there's no machine.
This glimpse of the austere way of life in the early years of this country gives a new sense of appreciation for the relative conveniences of modern living.